let's start this thing off with single entry. Got to play that. Brian's favorite, the little coffin corner.
Especially a first weekend single entry solo game slate. I think the early season seems to be more fun because I feel like if you're listening to this show, you're following with Chris's information, especially if you're following the right beat writers, the right people around these teams in this standalone slate window. These are ones that are not, I don't want to say terribly hard to win, but I feel like we've been playing them for maybe 3 or 4 years now, and I think I've won one and been top 5 in the other 2 years.
Yeah, these early season you can eat pretty well. Now, does it bother you that Iowa State's playing Kansas State in Ireland in a conference game that has massive implications on a playoff berth potentially?
A little, but I'd rather start this way than I forget what they gave us last year, but I feel like I remember last year being absolutely nothing.
Notre Dame Navy, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Or no, it was not. That was 2 years ago. Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the that was actually a lot of fun because the first DJU drive, everyone was like, "Oh my god, Florida State's going to score 1 billion points this year," and then I don't think they ever scored again.
Yeah, all hope was lost after that. So looking at this first game, if you've watched the channel, we broke down Iowa State. Y'all know my affection for Rocco Becht. I would love to say
you don't know by now. You will soon.
You will eventually. Looking at these pricing, Rocco and Avery Johnson, top of the bill, as they should be. Each is somewhat mobile. That's interesting. I think you can play them in captain, but they're going to be featured a lot as utility guys to me, specifically Avery Johnson. But I would say Rocco would be a guy that I'm definitely going to throw in there because that offense is going to run through Rocco. And he's got some mobility. He has a 99-yard rushing game in his past. Jace Brown right here, that's going to be a solid play for Kansas State as their number 1 wide receiver. Chase Soule, that's my top wideout to break out for Iowa State. He's a big-bodied guy, very similar to Xavier Hutchinson in that large body mold. Jaden Higgins from last year, thank him. And looking down here, Carson Hansen, I just don't love these Iowa State running backs, but he's going to have to feature some as a goal line short yardage guy. Edwards is definitely in play. Edwards is definitely a captain potential guy for Kansas State. But if I'm building this single entry, I'm looking for one specific man. It's Joe Jackson. So Joe Jackson right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about Joe Jackson?
It's funny because I pulled up the depth charts earlier, was looking through them, and I said, if I'm looking at captain, I feel like the place I want to go is going to be a K-State running back. I pulled up the list, and I was like, man, he's going to love Joe Jackson.
Yep. So Joe Jackson, he was the backup for Giddens. So we lost DJ Giddens. This is where you're going to find your value early portion of the season. I love him in this captain role. It's going to let me just destroy these utility spots with all the guys that are at the top. Xavier Townsend is going to be your number 2, replacing Jalen Knoll. And then, Dylan Edwards is a good player, but he is slight of frame. He's in the, I comped him to Darren Sproles. He's very Darren Sprolesy. And we've seen him be good, but they're talking about a 50-50 split in the last article I looked at with Joe Jackson. So at 1,800 and getting him at 2,700 at 1.5 points, I'm probably giving up some. And I would definitely play with builds where you take Rocco, take whoever as your captain, and then throw Jackson as a flex. But in this situation, let's just say we're going Soule. We like him. Let's say Townsend. Another guy you can look at, Abu Sama. He just was such a letdown, but he dominated Farmageddon in the snow a couple years ago. Never going to forget that. Kramer, meh. Who's that tight end? Where you got the tight end up for Medford could be in play. Is it Gabe Burkle?
Yeah, Gabe Burkle.
Yeah, Burkle could be good. There's going to be some tight ends that you're going to be able to slap in here. Don't forget your kickers. They might be able to put up some points. But in this situation, we're taking Jace Brown for sure. And here's where you just slap your last guy in. Let's just say we're going to go kicker or something. But yeah, let's just say we go Iowa State kicker in the situation. So that's something similar of something I would build out the gate with Joe Jackson. You can obviously go Joe Jackson in the base and figure that out as well. But Joe Jackson's going to need to be in your lineups. He's going to figure heavily early on there.